Testing, 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 testing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is our second live tutorial series for you guys. Live tutorial, and today we're going to get started with our first video editor live tutorial for you guys. And this is a big one, literally. This is Davinci Resolve. And Davinci Resolve is one of the most common and popular big boy video editor software you can have. There's also something called Video DaVinci Resolve Studio, which is the upgraded version for $295. If you wish to follow along, make sure you download DaVinci Resolve Regular by using the link in the description as well as the pinned comment today. Make sure you download the free version right here and make sure you get DaVinci Resolve 19, not 20 yet, because that's still in beta. So there's still gonna be crashes, unfortunately. So get DaVinci Resolve 19 of regular, not Studio. You have to pay for that. You can download for Mac OS, Linux, Windows ARM, and Windows regular. Once you have done that, we're gonna take a look at how it works. So, what is DaVinci Resolve Studio in a nutshell? Besides being a video editor, you can put you with most software you have to pay for effects, you have to pay for this and that. With this, color grading, effect store, everything free. And you can finish in Ultra HD, 3840 by 2160 as you can see here. And you also have advanced features that no other video software has, or they do, but you probably have to pay for it. Okay, so we're gonna dive into it. So why DaVinci Resolve and DaVinci Resolve today? Well, probably you probably know of a movie called Avatar: The Way of Water. So what is Avatar: The Way of Water? Avatar: The Way of Water is a movie with Cameron. You probably know that guy. Avatar. The guy who is behind the color grading, Tiru, uses DaVinci Resolve Studio to color grade the movie. So you're also going to learn about color grading in this live tutorial series. So like you change the colors, you change the detail. That's why in movies nowadays you see the detail of the blue, the red, the oranges, the colors. It's called color grading. It's not a letter grade. It's literally you color the picture, but you color it in a way that makes the detail pop. So that's what you're going to learn in this series. But you're not just going to learn color grading. You're going to learn fusion tab. You're also going to learn a lot of stuff. So just to give you a little sample as your DaVinci Resolve Studio is downloading, DaVinci Resolve is downloading. Let me show you some images from that movie that you can detail and highlight the color grading. And we see this image right here. You can see the character and the environment is a lot of blue. And you can tell that is in DaVinci Resolve Studio because of all the blues that you can see, it pops. You can see the water, you can see all the stuff in the background, and then the detail of the environment there. And the character, whoever this is, you can see the detail presented with DaVinci Resolve Studio. Now, we're not going to get the studio version today because I don't have it and you have to pay for it. But I'm going to teach you basic stuff, basic color grading, basic fusion, basic this. So now let's get into the software. because I want to give you all the overview of how this works. So this is Davinci Resolve regular, and everything you see here is free. You no need to buy nothing unless it tells you. And I will tell you it's very, very small. So let's take a look at the environment, how you use it. So this is called the media pool. So where my cursor is, media pool. This is where all your stuff is going to be. So you right click, you're going to go ahead and let's go make a timeline. File, we're going to import some media. Let's import media and let's make a video, and I'm going to showcase the UI. So I'm going to use this video I've already made, this showcase from Mario Maker. I'm going to change the aspect ratio and frame rate. Then we're going to drag this into our timeline, which is here in the cut page. We're going to drag and drop into that page, and the here is our stuff. Now we're going to use the edit page to start showing off what you can do. This is the edit page. So on the bottom, you have a few tabs to consider. So the media pad, you got the cut page, the edit page, diffusion page, color, fairlight, and discover. And the way this works is very simple. The edit page, which is where we are, is where you do most of your edits. You're cutting your this and that, all the silences you take off. This is where you go for that particular edit. This is also where you add your effects. Like for example, we can do like a transition, we can do like a text like this. For example, over here, I'm just gonna put title. I'm gonna go to text plus, and just like that, it's your simple title. This is your simple title in the middle. But now I want to introduce you to the big tab, Inspector. So the Inspector tab is located on the top right of your screen when you open the software. When you click on a element like the text plus, when you do text plus, you're presented with a few options. Actually, not just a few, a lot of options. So for example, you can do the layout where you can showcase where you want the element. So you can put your Y to the bottom or your X to the left. So you technically have your own version of a lower third. And then we have your center Z, where the center is. You can see it's like a third dimension. And then we can put like a caption or something on that line. It doesn't have to be an actual thing there, alright? Now, but there's more. Besides all this stuff, you can actually do a lot more. In fact, you may have noticed that there's a diamond. What does this diamond do? So the diamonds are actually keyframes. What is a keyframe? A keyframe is a is an is an operation where you can animate certain elements. And actually in DaVinci, you can animate everything. For example, let's say I want to animate the size. So animate the size, you go ahead and click the diamond, the little diamond, and then we're going to select the size slider, and we're going to put it up to here. Then a few frames later, we're going to do this, and then 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 we're going to do this. So we just made a mini animation. Take a look at this. So as you can see, we make it bigger and then we small. And we can combine this with other stuff, which I'm going to show you guys when we start talking about fusion. But that's not all you can do. Remember, this is just a text plus node. We can do dynamic zooming, where we can do an ease in. It disappears because we took it off. So we can point some stuff out like that. Now, fusion. Now, the main part of DaVinci that a lot of people hate to use is the fusion tab. And the reason for that is because it's a lot. So here on the left, we have your effects, and there's a lot of effects, but those are plug and play for the most part. It's when we get to the fusion tab that a lot of people hate DaVinci or love DaVinci. What depending on what side of the coin of the DaVinci coin you are on. Let me give you an example of what I made in the fusion tab just a few days ago, just to learn what I can do. I can show you guys in DaVinci. And I'm going to show you guys how to make some of these as part of the tutorial series. So I'm going to go to I already made this project. We're going to go to text effects test. That's another thing I did. So I want to show you guys, this is a cut scene that I did not include this in the prologue of Emerald Peace. But I want to show you what I did. I did something called, I made something to fusion composition for this to happen. So I'm gonna show you guys what you're about to see. So here you see flashing colors and the words are being written out as if it was written out. And then you see a blur effect at the end here. Then a fade out. So I want to show you guys what exactly I just did. So what I did is two fusion compositions stacked on against each other here, on top of each other, where you see a color correction and a fusion composition, which entails a text a text being written on to said clip, followed by a color correction included with that text, and then a blur. So I want to show you how it looks intimidating. I'm not gonna cap. But let me show you guys how you guys can understand the Fusion tab. And then we're going to learn as we go in this series how to do some of these effects. So this is the Fusion tab. What you see here is a Fusion tab, and it is a lot, but it doesn't have to be. Here's what you need to know. So all these guys are called nodes. Nodes, nodes. And what this is basically like a flow chart. So if you've seen those flow charts at school, you know that one thing leads to the other and the other thing leads to the other. So this is a flow chart. It goes in a flow. So the way to understand DaVinci Resolve Fusion is think of it like a sandwich, according to Casey Ferris. So you have a bread, you have a bread, and then you have another bread, right? You have bread. What does it take to have a sandwich? You need the lettuce, tomato, and BLT bacon, right? So the bread at the start is your what we call your media in. I'm actually gonna do I'm gonna do a new fusion comp just to show you guys how this works. So I'm gonna right click timeline, right click on the media here. I'm going to go do a new fusion comp tutorial, and then we're going to make more of these in very soon. Just want to show you guys how it looks like. So this is your media out. Your media in, for example, is from your media pool, and I'm going to choose this one. So this becomes your media in, and this becomes your media out. So when you connect it, nothing's going to happen because we never did anything. Because it is your new fusion composition. So your media in is your bread. Your media out is your sandwich. So in the sandwich, on the sandwich, we want bacon, lettuce, tomato. BLT. Okay? Where is the B? Where is the L and the T? Those are your nodes. So let's say we're going to hit Control Space Bar and we're going to do a text. We're going to do a text plus. Text plus. There we go. And we're going to add. We're going to add our little text plus and we're going to say hello, hello world. And then we're going to drag it to here. So oops, I spelled it wrong. So we're going to do a hello world. Okay, everybody's favorite. Then what we're going to do, I'm going to remove this node here so that we won't be confused. What we're going to do is we're going to change the size. But we're going to change the size with a keyframe. But first we're going to lower it down here like this. And then we are going to change the size using keyframes. But we're also going to add effects. So for example, we're going to do the size. We're going to go ahead and keyframe. We're going to make it big. Then we're going to make it bigger. Then we're going to go back the other way. And that's our effect. Then we're going to add another one. We're going to add control space bar color corrector. So what we're going to do is we're going to change to the colors. We're going to change it. So right now it's white. What we're going to do is we're going to go to frame 0 and then we are going to go ahead and color correct this like this. Hold on, let me just make sure. Let's see what happens here. Let's see the color here. All right. Let's see what happens here. Let me see. Let me make sure that's on the thing here. Or am I focusing on the wrong clip? Let's see. Okay, now let's try it. Let's see what we made it so far. We have to see what we made. We're gonna go back to our edit page, and then we're going to put this on video 4. See what we got here. Okay, we have the size working correctly, but we can actually move this up. We can move this to the Y. Nope, not that way. Position Y up. There we go. So we have two fusion compositions, no, three fusion compositions together. So you can stack on stack on stack on stack. You can stack on top of each other. And that's how you do it. That's the first fusion composition. Making something bigger and then smaller. Congratulations, you just learned the basics of fusion in one day. Except there's more you can do with fusion. Like you see with oops, you see with the color of the text. I want to show you that fusion comp. So that is what it is. So I did a mask paint. I'm not going to show you guys that today until we get into our fusion lesson. Then I put that mask paint on a text node, which then I put into a blur, which then I color corrected, which then I put it the media out. So the sandwich is complete. When you connect everything to the media out one, your sandwich is complete. You basically do your BLT in a node form. So that is how Fusion works. It's by node. And you have to remember, media out is your result. It's your sandwich. So my sandwich has a mask paint node with a text node with it blurring and color corrected. Therefore, that's my sandwich. And you have to think about Fusion like a sandwich. What about audio? Audio is called Fairlight in DaVinci. And basically, if you have an audio track, I'm going to actually enable the clip here, the audio part of the thing here. Go back to my edit page. So right now the audio is off, but I'm going to enable it pressing D, and pressing D also disables the track. And then what I'm going to show you guys is in the audio tab, aka the Fairlight, we're going to go to Fairlight. You're going to see that we have different things going on. So let's play it. So as you guys can see, all the sound bites are going on while you're looking at the whole thing. Okay, so with that sample, you saw that the bus 1 and the control room here. So these are your noise things. Audio 1, audio 2, and all that. And even in the audio Fairlight tab, you can see that the effects are still going on. The important part about Fairlight is that is where you can control the audio of the voices in the clip. Now you may have noticed there's audio 2. There's an audio 2. If there is a thing where you have two different audio sources, audio 1 and audio 2, and if you have more audio sources, you can add those to here. Right click, you add a track, and you're going to add a mono track if you wish. Now keep in mind, if you are using cloud, as in DaVinci Cloud, and you have a team of editors, and somebody knows more about audio than you do, please let them try out the Fairlight, because audio people love stuff like this. This is the audio dreamers. That is an audio editor's dream right here. The Fairlight tab, because you have all the audio related material, the sounds, and all that. This is for that type of person. So there's a lot of things for everybody. Finally, for our little overview tutorial, we have the Deliver tab. Although I will tell you the Deliver tab is very simple. Basically, what the Deliver tab is, it's your time to shine on YouTube. Basically, this is where you download and export your video to your system. Now, here's the cool part. Go on, Green. Here's the cool part. Oh, look. Speaking of green, look at this effect I made. Did I show you this? A little green right there. Little effect right there. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Green. So, sorry if I don't have my alerts on right now. It's because for tutorials, I actually took them off so that you guys can understand what I'm saying. But thank you so much for being a member. Seriously. You're about to get early access, guys. But hopefully you guys like that effect. So how much can you export in the free version of Resolve? Unlimited length, unlimited effects as long as it's using the free version. And let me show you something. Resolution. You can go all the way up to 3840 by 2160 Ultra HD. I believe that is 4K. However, in DaVinci Resolve Studio, I believe you can go up to 32K. If I am not mistaken, let me read that again. Yeah, 32K, up to 32K resolution, up to 120 frames per second with advanced HDR delivery. No other so very few softwares does this. Now keep in mind this is for the studio version only. That's $295 one-time payment. Okay, have a fun night, Greens. See you later on YouTube. And you get more stuff like HDR scopes, lens distortion, and stereoscopic 3D. Now, again, I want to clarify one thing. You do not need DaVinci Resolve Studio for the YouTube videos. You only need Studio if you're trying to go for like a professional thing, like photography. Okay, photography. All right. So photography is one of those fields where you get the camera and then you have to edit this, or if you're into like a movie making class, or like you make professional movie, that's the only time you should consider doing DaVinci Resolve Studio because it's expensive, although it's one-time payment. But you also get to do like customized material, like workflows and integration. Look at this thing, for example, scripting and automation, like a scoreboard or like for example plugins other than what you find in the community. And you can do resolve effects like this stuff right here, and a neutral engine, and 3D audio, and format support, and more. But I'm gonna tell you, the basic stuff plus the stuff I just showed you is free for you to download. Also, if you're interested in like doing this Resolve DaVinci, and you want to like turn your house or turn your room into like a video editing room with DaVinci Resolve in mind, they do have options for you to find like a speed editor, replay editor, keyboard editor. Now I will warn you, this is more for professional guys in the thing here, in this type of space. I'm just showing you guys this as an example. Okay? The other thing is you can actually get DaVinci Resolve Studio for free should you purchase a certain item from Blackmagic. But that's not all. If you are a user of the iPhone or the Android, if you use Android or iPhone, you have the Blackmagic Camera iOS. I would like to present that to you at this moment. So why am I presenting this? Because this is another way you can get into DaVinci Resolve even on the phone. So this is the Blackmagic camera for free in which you can record video outside away from the computer, and not only can you do that, but if you have the cloud application for Blackmagic, anything you record using the Blackmagic camera application on your phone, you can put it to your project on your DaVinci Resolve. And you can edit what you just uploaded to your cloud on DaVinci. So it's something to consider. Now that I showed you the overview, I'm going to show you guys what you could do with DaVinci Resolve in the next few lessons. Something like this. But we're going to limit the whole flashing lights thing. I just wanted to showcase that just because I was learning how to use the DaVinci Resolve composition. I will tell you, the Fusion tab is going to be either your best friend or your worst enemy when it comes to DaVinci Resolve, because you have to understand how it works, how the flow works. So I'm going to teach you guys this more in our like next lesson next week. We're not going to have a lesson on Thursday. We're having a special VR chat to celebrate a birthday. This time it's for real. And then we're going to take what we learn and we're going to make it into like a small mini movie, mini project, just to get you understood on DaVinci. This is not an easy, this is not going to be as easy as you think it is, but I'm going to make it as easy as I can make it. All right? In our next tutorial, we are going to start diving deeper into the Fusion tab, which is this guy right here. We're going to make a composition, and we're going to start to like keyframe. We're going to start to do a lot of stuff all together. And the video we are going to make has to do with our new game that we're going to try to get, and that is Schedule 1. And what this is basically we're going to make sure that Benji, the character, gives us tells us we don't have any product. So if you do not know what I'm referring to, so in schedule one, I will warn you that our stream on Friday is 18 plus only because we are dealing with subject matter for 18 plus in a game. So Benji, our buddy here, is a character in schedule one who, when you talk to him, says a common line, and that is, "Hey boss, hey boss, I forgot to tell you I don't have any product." So what we're gonna do is we're going to make a meme in DaVinci on next week to showcase the Fusion tab and to showcase what we can do in DaVinci with community plugins as well. So that is going to be our tutorial next week. And I hope you guys are excited. We're gonna mess up. We're gonna mess with Benji. Seriously, it's time we get our revenge on saying he doesn't have any product. Because yeah, I gave him product all right, and you're gonna see me play Schedule One this Friday night at 9:30. We have a special stream to do our 18 plus category. Warning: it is 18 plus because we are dealing with you know what. So So I just want to warn you guys now. There's gonna be a verification that you're 18 and over before you watch me play Schedule One. This looks cartoonish, but I'm gonna tell you the what we're about to play with is not you know kids. This is strictly 18 plus. Just keep that in mind for Friday night at 9:30. Other than that, Mario Maker this week, VR chat special on Thursday. We might be playing a game on Thursday. But it's not a card game. It's a whose line is it anyway in VR chat. We'll see. I'll go to talk to our birthday guy. And then on Friday, Ben schedule one. And then next week we're going to make a meme out of Benji because why not? We're gonna have some fun messing with Benji in Davinci Resolve. Enjoy. I hope you guys learn a little bit of what you can expect. We're gonna have some fun. And yeah, welcome to DaVinci Resolve, everybody. And Benji, you're going to have product. Enjoy.